Alright guys, I wanted to make this video. Not sure if it's going to be quick or if it's going to be long, but I do want to get this topic out of the way because it's been on my mind ever since I finished Deltarune Chapter 5. And that topic is I I want to say, okay, before I say what I'm about to say, Deltarune is a good game, okay? I have nothing against Deltarune. I've enjoyed my playthrough of the game so far, and I've basically played every chapter as they come out, like instantly, right? But something that really needs to get addressed here, since we're two chapters away, is the just most avoidant, like I guess the avoidance of mentioning or even like building up to, maybe not even building up to. I think just like mentioning in general of deaths, okay? And I I I'm a little bit confused, right? Because at first Des was kind of getting talked about in previous chapters. Like in chapter 2, Noelle will talk about Des a lot. And then freaking Tenna would like mention Des here and there. So, and everyone's like theorizing that Des is the knight, which I'm just gonna say she's not. To get that out of the way, because she hasn't shown up on screen at all, and they haven't really been building her up at all. And this is what's concerning me, is there's still a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up before the end of chapter 7. And we only got 2 chapters remaining. And chapter 5, we didn't really get anything done. It was a good chapter, but at the same time, it felt like the plot isn't really moving forward. We're still kind of back at square one, like last time, like chapter 4. And I think this just goes into what I want to say is I'm kind of getting tired of the knight just running away every single time we see the knight. Either we corner the knight and he dips out, we fight something and he dips out, or we fight him and he dips out. And to me, it's kind of starting to get to the point where it's getting really annoying. And I don't want to have to keep doing this over and over and over and over. Toby Fox, you're gonna have to do something else, because I was fine with it the first 2 times, but then you did it a third time. I'm not down with that, okay? Like, can we please just deal with the knight, like, already? Like, the knight is a cool villain, and I'm not even saying, like, the knight's, like, bad now, but the fact that the knight keeps running away every single time, like, the fun gang corners them, or something happens to the Roaring Knight, causing the Roaring Knight to run, is genuinely so irritating to me. Because we're just doing the same thing over and over. Are we ever going to see the Roaring? Probably, but we still haven't seen that yet. Are we ever going to see what happened to Des? No, probably not. And that's what's really bothering me so much. Toby is kind of dragging his feet on these plot points for no reason. Who is the Roaring Knight? Is the Roaring Knight a Darkener or a Lightener? No one freaking knows. Everyone just assumes it's a Lightener. Which, honestly, at this point, I don't think that's the case. To be really honest with you, I don't think the Roaring Knight is anyone special at all. And I think a lot of people are kind of like banking on the hopes that, yeah, like the Roaring Knight is like some like Lightener or whatever. It's like, no, bro, no. I don't know. Whatever, I'm not gonna get into that, but I just have a lot of criticisms when it comes to Toby Fox's like writing. Like, I think the way he starts out chapters is good, and then everything else in between is like, what the frick are we doing? The ending of chapter 5 was so god dang underwhelming. Like Susie's like, oh, we gotta tell Noelle about this dark world business, and we need more help to stop the knight. First of all, what the frick is Noelle gonna do? If Flowery couldn't defeat the knight, what was Noelle going to do to the knight? She's not gonna do anything. She's gonna get flatlined, okay? And my problem is also we still have no idea what the Black Shards does, okay? We still have zero clue what killing all those secret bosses does for the overall thing that's going to happen. What do the Black Shards do? We still don't know. Now, hypothetically, next chapter, we're supposed to know what they do. But I think it's like Azrael still hasn't come back in the story. He still has not come back, by the way. And it's almost been a week's time in the game. Because the game takes place like a day per chapter. So like chapter 1 be like day 1, whatever, you know. So, are we ever going to see Azrael and Des? Do they even have any relevance? Because they talk about Azrael quite a lot. But we still haven't seen him as of chapter 5. By the way, guys, if you didn't catch it the first time, we still have 2 chapters left. We have 2 chapters left before the game ends. So, I'm really concerned because this is getting to a point where this might become like a boys situation and Toby Fox might have to put something together and like be like, oh, there's Des now. Oh, there's Azrael now. Like I'm genuinely worried about the quality of the writing that is going into the next chapters. Like as always, people mention this on Twitter. Toby Fox is really good at getting you attached to characters that you only met about 4 minutes ago. He's really good at that. But he's really lacking on actually writing a story that ties up loose ends right now. Because right now, we don't know anything. And again, I'm not saying that his writing is bad. I'm not saying Deltarune's bad. I'm not even saying Chapter 5 is bad. But I will say that Chapter 5 is definitely the weakest out of all the chapters that we have received so far. And that's not a good thing for someone to be saying your most recent chapter is the most underwhelming one. And maybe we'll get something later, maybe not. But I'm just concerned, really, that we're going to get nothing on Des, we're going to get nothing on Azrael, because everyone's really banking on both of them to show up. And for all we know, they're not even going to show up at all. The Knight is probably not even a Lightner. Probably not even, like, Carol, or Des, or Azrael, or Rudy, freaking Noel's dad. Like, we still do not know any of this. And I don't know if Toby Fox is going to deliver. And that's what kind of scares me. I've been invested in Deltarune ever since the demo came out in 2018. In February 2018. Yeah. I think it was on Valentine's Day. It came out on Nintendo Switch. I know it came out on other places, but that's where I played mine. Anyways, like, it's kind of depressing because I feel like the story for like 1 through 4 is moving pretty quickly, and then it kind of just stops at chapter 5. Like we were kind of going somewhere, but then like the rock just kind of stood in place, and now we're still at a standstill at the story. Like I don't feel like the story has progressed as much as it needed to. To me, I think this is a filler chapter. Like Flowery and all the other like characters in Asgore's Dark World are great. They're great to interact with. They have good personalities. They have good writing. I enjoyed that. But that can only take you so far. People are invested on what happens to the Knight, to Des, to Azrael, because Asgore, for part of his reason for finding out, like that he wasn't crazy and that the Dark World does exist, was Azrael, Des, and his wife. Like, bad things like happened to all of them. Like, freaking Toriel freaking left him because all that self-doubt freaking, manifested. It's kind of hard to explain, but you play the chapter, so you know what I'm talking about. And Des and Azrael, we still don't know what happened to them. Like, it's stated that Azrael went to college, but we don't even know if he actually is in college, or if he's doing something else, or if he's even gonna come back to college. We've been told that he's going to come back soon, some point soon, TM. But when is this gonna happen? Are we ever gonna actually see him in game? Like, what the frick are we doing? And it comes to a point where you can only stall it out for so long that you might. I'm sorry. I we only have two chapters left, man, and I'm just worried in general because the story isn't moving as quick as I thought it was going to move, and I really think that Toby should have probably had more chapters and add more chapters to the game because I don't think 7 chapters is going to be enough to wrap up Deltarune. What the chapters are like? What like? We'll be generous and we'll say 13 hours plus the secret. I would say plus, depending on how good you are. So I would say plus 8 hours if you're doing secret boss fights, right? But apparently at this point, we're no longer doing any more secret boss fights because we collected all the shards for people that were doing it. So let's just say that. Let's just say 12 hours, okay? I don't ever keep track of how long these chapters are, but let's just say 12 hours. You know, you have 12 hours each episode to wrap up everything you're gonna wrap up. That's not enough, okay? If you're gonna build up Dess's return, you need to do it in chapter 6, like immediately. Like the next Dark World needs to be in Dess's house, Dess's or Noelle's house or whatever. That needs to be where the next Dark World takes place. Because I don't know where else we're gonna go. We've already been to the church. We've already been in Chris's house. We've already been in the closet, which was the first one, and then we've been into Asgore's place. Where else? Oh, in the computer lab. Sorry, computer lab. Where else are we gonna go? Where else are we gonna go? The only place that I could think of where we can go is Dess's house. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if we're even gonna go there, to be honest. Toby Fox might just put in some freaking filler crap and we don't go there until like the last like 4 hours or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just so disappointed by this episode. Just the ending and the lore that builds up to it. It's like we don't know any more about Des or what Asriel is doing. Like, we don't know more than what we did last chapter, which is nothing. We didn't get anything more. We didn't learn any more information or whatever the such. And I did mine on the weird route, so things are different there. But technically, if you were playing by the rules and you did the weird route and you didn't progress any more forward into the Dark World when it says like insert chapter side B, then you would have to wait like 2 chapters to play the game again. I don't know what Toby Fox is doing with that, by the way. The weird route as a concept seems interesting, but I feel like I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't know. I kind of like the idea, but I don't know how long Toby Fox is going to really stick to that. I mean, I know Toby Fox is no stranger to doing stuff like that. Like, obviously, like Undertale, look at Undertale, but man, I don't know. Also, we're going to get Noelle as a playable party member once again next chapter, which hopefully that means we'll get some more crumbs of lore on Des and maybe what she's doing. But honestly, I wouldn't put it past it, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get any more than what we did in like chapter 4 or chapter 5 or the recent chapters. Like, I feel like the story is building up to something, but it's not. I don't think the game itself is very clear on what it's building up to. Like, I don't think it knows what it wants to build up to. And I think Toby Fox, I think Toby Fox is definitely making it up as he goes along. Or he might just be reacting to fan theories on the internet, which that's never a good thing to do. I'm just at a loss right now. And I'm just definitely worried. I don't want Deltarune to be bad. I don't want what I've spent like, what is it? It was in 2018. almost 10 years of my life being dedicated to that game for nothing. I don't that and that's the thing, right? I really don't understand where Toby Fox is taking the story now. The roaring is supposed to happen pretty soon, and maybe we'll find out the knight's identity. But to be honest, like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know how Toby Fox can squeeze that all in 2 chapters. And people have their theories and whatever, but I don't know. I really don't know. Also, we still haven't gotten any lore dumps on what the bunker is. We might go to, we got the code for the bunker, but we don't know if we're actually going to go in because every time the bunker gets brought up, we might go in there. Ooh, maybe. Ooh, mayhaps, probably. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of just hoping at this point we go to the bunker next chapter, and then later on the roaring might happen, like at the end of chapter 6, and then that's when we deal with that, and then that's when we deal with the night. But to be honest with you, I don't even know if that's even going to happen. Because Toby Fox still has to flesh out the Des and Azriel thing, and they still have to flesh out Noelle's weird route like thing. And I don't know how they're going to do that with like all that other stuff going on. I think as a fan of Deltarune, I'm kind of just I'm excited, but at the same time I'm worried because you know Toby Fox is a good writer, but I think in this case he's kind of slipping, and I don't know if it's just because he's worked on the game for so long or whatever the case might be, but I think to be honest with you, bro, he needs more chapters. There needs to be more chapters in Deltarune. Like, I don't know if that's like a hot take or whatever, but maybe like do like one more chapter, like a chapter 8 or something, just so he's able to flesh out like the characters and such. But guys, I don't like. I keep saying it, but I genuinely do not know how Toby Fox is going to fit all these plot elements in there. And I just forgot too. The knight has already taken Undyne Nazgûr. What, Toby Fox? What are we doing with that plot point? We need to do something about that plot point. We still need to get them back. So how are we going to do that? When are we going to do that? When are we going to beat the knight? And when will the knight stop running? Because the knight is a cool character, but the more the knight keeps running, the less interested I am to see him on screen because I know exactly what's going to happen. It's a cookie cutter, bread and butter thing that's happened for the past 3 chapters where you're about to seal the dark fountain in a dark world, and then out of nowhere, the Dark Knight or the Roaring Knight comes in and he takes whoever he's going to take. You go after him, you either fight him, or something happens, and he runs away. Susie's like, oh man, I'm so angry that he got away. We need to get him next time. And then, like, it goes on a cliffhanger of, like, whatever, like, Chris is doing or Susie's doing or whatever. And then you expect the next chapter to pick up where that cliffhanger left off just for it to be nothing. Just for it to not mean anything. Like, what the frick are we doing? Toby Fox. And maybe it's a gag that he likes to do, or maybe it's an inside joke that I don't understand. But to me, the cliffhanger that I got from chapter 4 to chapter 5 does not do anything. It does not mean anything. I am so confused. What is the point of putting a cliffhanger in a chapter if you're not gonna follow up on it? This is just utterly stupid, Toby Fox. And I think you really, and I'm being so dead serious, really locked in when it comes to these 2 chapters, because right now, I'm not very confident of the future of these 2 chapters, of the future of Deltarune. And I'm just worried, because I'm scared that the game's story isn't gonna pay off like it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, I'm afraid the lore isn't gonna go anywhere. And I just don't know, man. I see all these theory videos and whatever, and I'm just like, am I the only one that's just worried about where this is heading? I don't, I don't know. And like, I want, I want this. And by the way, what does the shadow crystals do? I think I've already mentioned this already, but again, what does the shadow crystals do? Toby, please, for the love of God, next chapter, tell us what the shadow crystals do. Okay? Because I did not spend hours fighting those bosses just for you to just tell me jack about those shadow crystals and what they do. Okay? I, uh, I'm all over the place right now, but I was just. I have a lot to say, really. As a guy who's been invested in this ever since the demo came out, I I don't know what to think about the future right now. I am what is it? I'm cautiously optimistic. And that's not really a good thing. That's kind of a bad thing. And I'm worried that Toby Fox is going to mess it up. He's been at this for a while, but I don't know. I'm so worried. I'm hoping Des shows up or Azrael shows up in chapter 6 or something and we get something to that because you can't just tease them for this long and then dance around Des's existence in chapter 5 like she doesn't exist in the game at all. Because she does. They mention her multiple times. Noelle mentions her a lot. So, you even literally go into Des's room. Literally go into her room in chapter, what is it, 4? Chapter 4. So, I don't know why they haven't revealed anything on that. They need to do it soon, though. They need to do it this chapter. If they do it the chapter after, like chapter 7, it's going to not be done well. I've played so many games, watched too much anime to know that the problem with writing with most of these people is they take too long to have something pay off. And it ends up screwing them in the long run. And that's what I'm really worried about. Toby Fox is taking really, really way too long for him to, come back to these plot points. And I'm not really attached to Des like that like everyone else is, right? But I think I speak for a lot of people whenever we play Deltarune and people that enjoy Deltarune that I think we're getting tired of her getting teased and for nothing to come out of it. We're tired of Azrael getting teased and nothing comes out of it. I I need something to happen next chapter. Whenever that chapter comes out, apparently we're getting next chapter this year. I don't really believe that, to be honest, but who freaking knows? And I don't know. Like, I'm just hoping that I'm wrong. This video ages poorly, and everything is actually okay in the long run. But to be honest with you, I don't think I'm wrong. I think I can definitely see where this story is going, and it's like not see where the story is going, but I can tell that the writing is falling off a cliff. It's falling down pretty hard. And again, I'm not saying that Deltarune is bad or the writing of chapter 5 was bad. I just think the way that Toby Fox is handling a lot of these plot points is detrimental to the overall enjoyment of the story. And a lot of people really want answers about Azrael and Des in the Roaring Night and what their identity is. And I think I speak for everyone when I say, Toby, you have to do it next chapter. I'm telling you, you really do. I don't know what else to say, really. I just, I don't know. I hope everything is gonna be okay. I hope that I'm wrong. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video. Um, Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen in chapter 6. I couldn't tell you. Um, but what I will say is, chapter 6 needs to hit really hard. Toby Fox needs to really lock in for this one, and Toby Fox needs to knock it out of the park. And yeah, yeah, I think Toby Fox needs to get his crap together, and he needs to know what he's doing with the story, because right now it doesn't seem like he even knows where he wants the story to go. I hope everything ties up nicely. I hope that all we get all the answers we want eventually, but I think I don't know. Anyways, guys, I just want to come on here and make this video, and honestly, I hope for everyone that's enjoying it, don't let this video paint or tarnish or try to change your opinion on the episode or anything. It's not what I'm here to do. I just want everyone to know truly that as a fan, I'm very concerned about the episodes or the chapters and where they're going. I don't know. I think I'm cautiously optimistic. I can kind of believe Toby Fox can do it, but it's going to take a lot of time. It really, really is. Anyways, guys, before I keep yapping and this video goes in circles, I'm going to have to end it here. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I guess we'll really see what happens, to be honest. I just hope this video ages poorly and my concerns are unfounded. But anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Honestly, I'll just see you in the next one, which whatever topic I decide to do. Anyways, see ya.